yeah, dude! Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage is a movie that speaks to my soul. I mean, it's rebels versus tyranny and the oppression of the government, dude. It's all about fucking living life on the edge, dude. I've been longboarding for the longest time, so I know what this is. This is my board. Witcher 3 up in here. Man, I know just how Xander Cage feels.
The longest time.
Yeah.
I can
Every
see
day.
that.
What
is this?
Oh, that's just the
You
tags.
staple with your tags on?
That's right. That's the new fresh style. I like to
These
keep my
haven't
shit
even been
fresh.
used.
Packing peanuts.
Say.
That's how I like to. That's how I like to keep my board fresh. Man, shut up. You ain't Xander Cage.
Oh, my bad.
You don't know how to kick ass, save the girl, and look dope while doing it.
Oh, please show me a trick.
I'm running off the plane, Joe. You didn't notice? All right, guys. So we just got back from Xander Cage, the blockbuster hit. January continues, where we get straight to the point with some of these films. So, Joe, what the hell did you expect going into this film?
Honestly, I didn't expect much, for January films.
Yeah.
But it's Xander
But you were
Cage.
excited about
Yes,
this
it's
one.
Xander Cage.
Why?
It's kind of cheesy. I knew what I was getting myself into, so I was like, maybe it'll be like one of those cheesy 80 good movies.
Yeah. So were you satisfied?
I was entertained.
You were entertained?
I actually was.
Okay, all right. So what about you, Jacob?
I figured it was just going to be mindless entertainment, kind of like Resident Evil, Expendables.
Of course.
Those movies. Or, of course, they're not good movies, but, they're so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. This is over the top, and that's what we were looking for. We wanted over the top. I knew it was going to be a bad film. All right, I'll say this up front. This is not a very good movie. But I knew that going in, and I wanted it to not be a very good movie, but bad enough to be good. Yeah. And I gotta say, the first act kind of delivers, right? But that second and third acts, if you're wondering about going to this movie, it just kind of falls apart. And this is a perfect example of how bad writing can completely sink a movie, even though you have a bunch of talented actors. And the movie knows,
let's not go that far.
The movie knows what it is, and it knows that it can have fun with itself, and it does do that. And there's some good action here. There's some shitty CGI here. You've seen that in the trailer with him running off the plane.
That was not CGI, my friend.
That was real.
Oh, my bad.
That's as real as you're boarding.
Oh, fuck you. I'm bored for life. But see, it didn't deliver in the schlocky bad way I wanted. It was more kind of boring, average. I think I was too kind to Monster Trucks looking at my review. Maybe because I had too many drinks. I think I gave it a 4. It really should have been a 3 or a 2. Yeah. Because this is more your average film. Like I said, it started off strong. So the story, Joe, I always do the plot points. Does anybody want to summarize the plot? You're going to try it?
So I'm going to try this out. All right, so quick thing about the plot is these bad guys come in, break into the government, steal Pandora's box, which basically this box, once it's open,
a box of MacGuffins,
brings down some satellites, turns them into fucking missiles.
Yeah,
and
apparently
they bring back Xander Cage, and this is where the action happens.
Yeah, apparently there's so many satellites orbiting Earth right now.
36,000.
I did not know that. There's a lot of fucking trash in there.
There is.
That's damn, now every time somebody launches, an astronaut, you gotta worry about all this shit hitting your fucking pod, So anyway, basically the big bad guy of the film has this button that he can press to bring down satellites wherever he wants, turn them into missiles. He scares the entire world. Though it happens so quickly and off to the side, off camera, that you never really get the sense of tension or danger. It's I don't really give a shit, Anyway, so
for action.
Apparently normal soldiers or SEAL teams can't handle this. They need to put in Triple X team with extreme attitude to take care of it. And so they go and recruit Xander Cage, who has been living on his own. Apparently he died everybody thought he was dead. Now, full disclosure, I didn't see Xander Cage. I wanted to, but I kept thinking, that is a television movie. I'll wait till I see it on television. I never really saw it on television.
Well, it came out like centuries ago.
Yeah, I think I saw it on HBO once.
The second one came out in 2005.
Then the second one, I rolled my eyes hard because it was Ice Cube. Before Ice Cube was really hot. Right now he's hot. But before he was really hot, I was like, okay, that franchise is done. I'm going to skip it. But now I kind of want to see the first two to see if it's as bad as this one.
The first one's not that bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
I actually kind of like it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we have the returning characters. Xander Cage returns. Samuel L. Jackson's in it, but he's in it for such a short amount of time. He's there right at the beginning and a tiny bit, throughout the film. And it's just not, it's like he kind of cashed in his check and was like, I'm out of here.
That's Sam Jackson's
Sam
forte is to show up for like 10 minutes.
Few
of every
scenes
movie.
and he's gone. Obviously, they ruined it in the trailer. Ice Cube is in it. And I think it's just because they're like, fuck, we got to put Ice Cube in here because he was in the last movie. And plus, his movies are hot right now. And so they gave it away in the trailer when they really could have saved it in the movie where he shows up and he's like a little bit of a hero himself. And they kind of ruined that moment. But Ice Cube's in the film. They fucked it up in the trailer, so we might as well tell you now. And I don't know. I went in going expecting a schlocky movie. I got a schlocky movie. But just not in the way that I wanted.
Not in a good way.
Like, there were no funny jokes. There was one at the end.
Yeah. 1 out of 200 jokes.
One out of
Something's gotta
200
land, right?
jokes is not good. The one-liners, Jacob. Every fucking one-liner
There was no actual dialogue in
awful.
the movie.
Yeah.
It was just a string of one-liners.
It was, yeah, exactly. And so imagine a string of one-liners where every single punchline is about the least creative punchline you've ever heard. There were multiple times where me and Jacob just looked at each other and then looked at the screen. We didn't say anything. We were just like,
Oh, you knew.
really? So this is what happens when bad writing weighs down a film that knows that it can be something fun, that is doing crazy ass things. So what does he do in this film that's crazy for people that might want to spend money? Well, what does he do? What's the first crazy thing he does?
First crazy thing he does is he's skateboarding on the side of a fucking bus.
That's not the first thing.
No.
He jumps off a fucking tower with skis.
Skis into the jungle.
Doesn't break his legs from
into
the fall.
the jungle though.
Into the jungle and he's skiing in the jungle
In
down a
between
hill.
the trees.
And so Jacob turns to me at that point and says, "This is already better than monster trucks." And I was like, "You're right. The whole film is." But like I said, after that first act, and you could see that the townspeople like him because he kind of helps people around. But he also jumps from location to location. And this is a basically international spy that you see this map that he's got. He's been everywhere. He's fucking bored with his life. He fucks amazing looking chicks. He skis down the Amazonian forest. Skateboards off of
Mountain Dew and shit.
Mountain Dew and Red Bull, and so he's bored with his life. And so when they ask him to come back, he's like, fine, whatever. So you've got but then the problem is it just turns into your standard. What do you call it? It's just tropes all over the place, and it kind of wastes some of its talents, right? Some of the actors. You guys are saying, why are there so many unnecessary characters in
His team
this
was
film?
full of, well, actually, no, it wasn't full. He had a team of 3.
Yeah.
One, I could see why. She was a sniper. The other 2...
Yeah, and she was super
I
hot.
do not know what the fuck their purpose was. In
One
the
could
whole
DJ.
movie.
One could be a DJ, Joe, and
Start
people
parties.
liked him.
And then the other one drove trucks a lot. Or not trucks, vehicles. He drove vehicles a lot.
He drove a lot, and he
That's
crashed
his
a lot.
thing.
He crashed his cars. So the supporting
fucking
cast
purpose.
was like filled with nobodies that had no personality, nothing to them. I liked the sniper chick. She managed
she's
to
the only
hold
one
her
that
own.
actually did something.
I don't know anything about her, but all I know is I was like, wow, I was paying attention when she was on the screen.
Of course.
But that's not the end of the unnecessary characters. You're introduced to a team of 4 that steals the Pandora's box. They're really good action scenes. Donnie Yen is actually used to his potential.
I know, I'm glad. Tony
Yeah.
Jaa wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
Thank you
It
for
looks
bringing
so
that
weird,
up.
though.
Poor Tony Jaa is. I've actually not seen a film where these two guys are together, and he's completely wasted. The whole film, he's mimicking Michael Jackson and doing like, but he never really does his amazing scenes. He's got a few twirls in the air, but it's like they didn't know how to use him, and I felt sorry for him because all the emphasis was on Donnie Yen being the badass. I'm glad Donnie Yen has made it. I think now with Star Wars and with this film and with other films coming out, I think the U.S. audiences are starting to realize who Donnie Yen is and take him. It's a little late in the game. He's a little older now, but still.
He has so many movies under his belt.
Yeah. Oh, so many good ones you need to go back and watch on Netflix. This guy can tell you all the good ones to watch, Donnie Yen films. And they're all much better than this film. So, we've saved you a lot of money here in January.
Blade.
What's that?
Do you remember that?
Oh, shit. I didn't. Oh,
Blade.
wow. That was a long time ago.
Blade, Donnie Yen's in it.
Yeah, well, he's super young. But so we've saved you a lot of money. You know, when you go to movies, it's like $15. Let's just say it's $15, $12. You don't go alone. You take somebody with you. So we saved you at least $30 on Monster Trucks. We saved you $30 on Underworld, and we saved you $30 here with XXX. Don't go see it because the trailer has all the best parts in it, right? So everything that you see in the trailer, you're satisfied. Like, because everything that was in they basically used all the best parts. Yeah. I mean, skiing on a motorbike on an ocean. Under waves. And it lasts about as long as it lasts in the trailer.
Flying a plane into a satellite.
Yeah, so a satellite is coming down.
Just happen to be at the exact
same position so that Xander Cage can blow up that plane and run out of it.
He just so happened to be in the right spot.
Yeah, it's a story with a lot of unnecessary characters, a very weak plot that doesn't feel like it has any stakes involved. At the beginning, Xander Cage is able to be Xander Cage. Is so cool. He's like, oh, yo, and he's like easy. But then the film just kind of falls apart and goes into tropes in the second and third act. You have betrayal. You have some action scenes. And some of the action scenes are done pretty well. The two girls that you see in the trailer when they do their firing, that camera's stable. You can see everything. It's a cool moment. But it almost feels like it's supposed to be in a different film where they were like, everybody got super serious on set for like a little bit. Because the rest of it is sort of shaky cam, quick cuts. It's kind of hard to pay attention to the action.
I guess I missed this too. Was there a part where like she's throwing pins and she catches it? No?
Oh, yeah.
I was just waiting for that.
That never happened. Yeah, so there's some trailer bits.
So the trailer is better.
The trailer's actually better than the film. If you go watch the trailer right now, that's the film, and stretch it out for an hour with kind of boring stuff, and you've got the film.
A highlight is watching Donnie Yen fight, but you can go watch so many better movies with Donnie Yen fighting.
He does have some good fights with pistols, and but other than that, you know, in the scene with the girls where they have their pistols. Not as good as I expected. You know, Ice Cube's cameo is short, you know, but, you know, they try to set up at the end, they do some sequel baiting, and they're hoping to make more of these, but honestly, this one didn't do enough to where I think it earned it. Even bringing back their big star, Vin Diesel, I don't think this film had enough juice to it to
keep on the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, keep on the Fast and Furious. Those are actually fun rides.
I stopped watching.
You should, Joe. You should watch them again. Where did you stop?
It's on 18. It's on 18 right now. Which one did you stop?
Like 9 or
2?
something. 2. Joe, watch
Too
like
fast.
4 or 5.
Too furious.
Some good stuff. Those are a much better film, so save your money for that. We're continuing to save you money here in January. We'll let you know if there's a bad enough film that's fun and schlocky enough that's worth your money. Until then, even Mechanic Resurrection we were talking was more fun and more outlandish and ridiculous and stupid to where you're laughing and having a good time the whole time. This one's so stupid where the jokes are like,
What was that?
yeah. Oh, and then they try to entertain you with some crazy, you know, situations, but, you know, just falls apart into tropes and pointless characters. So, final verdicts all around. We're going to start with Joe this time. Joe, what would you give this out of 10?
This, I'm going to give this a 4. Below average.
Below average. Slightly below average. And some highlights were what?
Highlights were actually the first act, like you said. It started off pretty good. I was really hoping to see more fights between Donnie Yen and also Xander Cage and some cool shit like that, and Tony, but they didn't really use the characters. So
They didn't really use him to
started
its full potential.
falling
Except for
pretty hard
Donnie.
after
Donnie
that.
is used to his full potential. Everybody else kind of fall,
Yeah.
you know, they're not used. Like Tony Jaa, man. You got fucking
I
Tony
wanted to
Jaa,
see
and
some
you don't use
more
him.
martial arts or something like
He was
that.
put on his side.
Gunplay.
He would like start up like he was about to do something badass and then just.
Just dance.
Alright, here, what would you give it?
Here's one thing I hate about movies. If you know you're gonna be a ridiculous movie, and these people knew this was gonna be a ridiculous
They
movie,
did.
Make it.
then just be ridiculous.
Go.
I hate when actors try to like act their ass off in a ridiculous movie. Like, it just doesn't match up whatsoever. Like Toni Collette, he's like trying to be serious. What is that? You know, stuff like that. I'm like, just stop.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff.
Why was Tony Gonzalez in this film? The tight end. He's a military guy who Xander Cage can
one up son.
one up and
One little
you know fly him out of the or hook a thing so he falls out, which was in the trailer too. All the best parts of the film are in the trailer.
Yeah, too many people that didn't do anything. Too many stupid jokes. The saving grace was Donnie Yen for me,
Yeah,
but that's not enough.
not enough.
I would give it probably a 4.
Yeah, slightly below average, and that's where I'm putting this as well. I'm in agreement. 4 out of 10. Monster Trucks
If you
should have
gave
been a 3 out of
Monster
10.
Truck a 4.
I
You
fucked up.
gotta give this a 4.
I fucked up.
Come on.
Yeah, no, this is a 4. Monster Truck should have been a 3. This is a 4. It's not worth your time. If it's on television, you know, watch it. Or, you know, if it's on demand, scan through the parts for Donnie Yen in the beginning and you'll be fine. Second, third act's not worth it. There's like no villain in this film. He's given no time whatsoever. He's like this generic guy that they discover in half a second. He's in the film for like 10 minutes and then he's gone. And then it switches gears to something else. There's really no villain, no stakes, no tension. The action is all right. Donnie Yen's parts are awesome. Dialogue, writing, really bad. And that's what sinks the film. You can't have fun with it like you want to. It knows it's silly. You know it's silly. But it's just not good enough writing to execute. So, Triple X.
Like Donnie Yen knew it. That's why he was quiet the whole movie.
Don't, he was collecting the check. So, don't spend your money on this movie and,
Just watch the first one.
hopefully
No.
Resident Evil will save us. Do you think Resident
No,
Evil
I
can save
honestly
us?
don't.
No?
I think Resident Evil is just
Dead.
like no one goes into it expecting a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah, but I think Resident Evil was going to deliver on more action, and
Oh, for sure.
that's about it. All right, guys. So we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.
See you guys.